Hi, this is Sweet June 2010 coming back at you. This is on the heels of the other video that I did talking about women living with men outside of marriage. Um, Steve Harvey wrote a book. He wrote a couple of books, and I did a book review on one of his books. Um, Forgot the name of it. Um, um, No Straight Chaser or something like that. Anyway, he wrote a couple of books. Um, Think Like a Man and then Straight Chaser or whatever. And I did do a book review on one of here on one of his books that I read. Both of them was pretty good reads. And he has a thing where he says, where he talks about in his book about the 90-day rule. Well, I don't agree with that. Um, my theory is to put a ring on it rule. Steve Harvey has the theory of the 90-day rule. I have put a ring on it rule. To put a ring on it rule. Okay. If you go back to that video and you look at that video, I was talking about how 90 days is not going to tell you whether a guy wants to marry you or not. I mean, there's a lot of catches, to that because you can wait 90 days. He can wait 90 days for you. And while he's waiting the 90 days, he can be messing around with some other women while he's waiting on you for the 90 days. And then, when your 90 days is up, you decide to be intimate with him and he can dump you after that. But during the 90 days while he's waiting on you, he could be seeing other people. Guys play all kind of tricks. They got all kind of tricks up their sleeve. So I don't agree with that 90-day rule. Being a Christian, I don't agree with that 90-day rule. And that, to me, in my opinion, it does not tell you whether a guy, wants to marry you or not. I mean, that's not gonna be a barometer as to whether a guy wants to take your relationship with him any further. I mean, it's just, to me, because like I say, he can wait the 90 days, but while he's waiting on you, he could be messing around with other women. How you know? While he waiting around for you, and then you finally do give in to him, then he can dump you. So 90 days is not, that doesn't tell you anything. Waiting 90 days. Only thing he's basically saying is get to know the guy quite a bit before you let him get to know you. And I guess it's supposed to determine whether the guy wants something serious, but really it doesn't determine anything. As far as God is concerned, he doesn't want us having sex outside of marriage. And I think that a woman should just go ahead and go that extra mile and wait till he puts a ring on it. If women, ladies, if you're really, really serious about getting married, if you're really, really, really serious about getting married to a guy, then you should lock it up. Lock it up until you get married. First of all, the first advantage to doing that is that it'll weed out all the guys that just want to be with you to have a good time. It'll weed out the guys that just want to have a good time with you. If you're dating a guy and you tell him, well, I'm saving myself until marriage, I don't have sex outside of marriage. Now, he's either going to be one of two things. He's either going to admire that respect you for that, and look at it like, wow, she's not giving it to me, she's not going to be giving it to nobody else. And I really admire that. And, it really would admire your chaste conduct. And if he's ready, and if he's at a point in his life where he wants to settle down, then he might seriously consider you a candidate for marriage. Because a lot of times, when a man marries a woman, he don't want to marry somebody that done, let's be realistic. He don't want to marry somebody that done been out there, or someone, even a woman that's sleeping around with other guys. I mean, a man is not really going to be looking at you if you're sexually involved with other guys, and while he's dating you, then he's not going to be looking at you as marriage material. Let's be realistic. So, if he's serious about getting married, if he wants to get married, he's looking for a wife, and you tell him that you're saving yourself to marriage, then he may very well consider you a potential marriage candidate. Now, another thing, if you tell a guy that, on the flip side, if you tell a guy that you're dating a guy and you tell him that, and he's not at a place in his life where he is ready to get married, he still kind of wants to play the field, maybe see how many notches that he can get on his belt and all this kind of stuff, and it's kind of want to date around and, kind of want to have a good time, with as many women as he want, then he's basically going to say, you tell him, well, I'm saving myself to marriage, and you tell him that, well, that guy right there is going to run. Okay, he's not going to waste any more time with you, because once he realizes that you're not willing to have sex with him, then he's going to bounce. And that's what you want him to do. You want him to bounce. You don't want to be with a guy like that. If he's not serious, if you're serious about getting married, and you're serious about saving yourself to marriage, then the last thing you need is to be spinning your wheels and wasting your time with someone that's not serious about getting married, and he wants to play with the field with other women. So once he hears that you're saving yourself, then he's going to bounce. You want him to bounce. So I think in my opinion, I think it weeds out the guys. I think it's like a process of elimination. It weeds out the guys that just want to be with you to have a good time. And and you meet a guy, and you tell him that I'm saving myself to marriage. Then, and if he's actually seeking out a wife, he actually wants to find a wife, he may seriously consider you. I mean, all things considered, that you guys are compatible, have chemistry and all that, and have a connection, he might, seriously consider you as a possible candidate for marriage, because he's going to admire that. He's going to admire the fact that you're wanting to wait until marriage, and he may seriously consider you as a possible candidate to get married, because that's what, if a man's looking to marry a woman, he's not looking to marry somebody that's being with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. He's looking to settle down with someone that that's not putting herself out there like that, that's kind of chaste. So that's kind of what they want. That's kind of what they're looking for. Particularly if the guy is a Christian. If he's a Christian, and he's serious about serving God. If he's really serious about serving God, then he's not going to be looking at having sex with you before marriage anyway. That lets you know. If, like, say, you meet the guy in church. Let's say you're going to church, you've been going to the church for quite a while, and you meet the guy in church, whatever religion you're in, and he's been going quite a while. That'll let you know, because not every guy that's in church has the right intentions. Because some guys in church, they want to have a good time with you. So it also will give you the opportunity to weed those guys out, to let you know if you're looking for somebody, like if you're a Christian and you try to serve God and you try to stay chaste until you get married, you're gonna want somebody that's on the same level that you're on. You're gonna want somebody that's as serious about serving God as you are. So that's also gonna let you know that that guy, if he's how serious he really is about serving God. And if you're dating this guy, and and he's okay with the fact that you're saving yourself, and as a matter of fact, if he's serious about serving God, then he should be saving himself too. So he shouldn't be in a position to where he be trying to have sex with you, because if he is, then you need to reevaluate that situation. That might not be somebody you want to date. So that also will kind of give you an idea about the guys that's in your religious organization, your church or whatever. It'll kind of give you an idea about them as well. How serious are these guys about serving God? Are they so serious to the point to where they're willing to remain chaste until marriage? So it's something to think about, ladies. I mean, you know, especially we live in a time of all the diseases out there and everything, and you don't want to put yourself in a position to get pregnant outside of marriage. You don't want to put yourself in that position, particularly if you want to be married before you have your children. It's best to be married before you have your children. And if you want that, then the best thing you can do is the decision that you can make is to save yourself until a man honors you with a ring, his hand in marriage. And they're either going to respect that or they're not, And like I said, it's a good thing because, like I said, it'll give you the opportunity to weed the guys out. It'll give you the opportunity to weed out the guys that's serious versus the guys that's not serious. The ones that's not serious, you're gonna know that right off the bat because that guy's not gonna stick around. Once you tell him that, that's gonna be his cue to be on to the next woman that's willing to give him what he's looking for. You don't want that guy anyway. That's not who you want. You want somebody that is on the same page that you are, and is willing to have enough respect for you to wait. And I think it's the best thing a woman can do, and particularly if you're serious about getting married, and you want to serve God, and you might not be serving God, but it's still a good idea to do it if you're serious about getting married. If you're very serious about getting married, yeah, I mean, and some will debate, why they use a car lot as a parable. Well, I wouldn't buy a car without test driving it first. That's what they say. I'm not gonna take the car off the lot, to buy the car off the lot, unless I had the opportunity to take it for a spin. And some guys, they want to. They a lot of times they use that as a parable. They want to take you for a spin around the block, or as they say, they want to sample it, and they say that too. It's too bad because like I say, if the guy is a Christian and he's trying to serve God and he's serious about serving God, then he's not going to be thinking about that. So it's the only thing it's going to do is it's going to get you the kind of a man that you're looking for. It's going to get you a guy that has strong Christian values. If you have strong Christian values, it'll put you in a position to find somebody with strong Christian values the same way that you have. So, I'm a strong believer in that, and I also know the consequences of not doing that. And like I said, if you date a guy 90 days, you wait 90 days. 90 days is not going to tell you whether this guy wants to marry you or not. You know, only thing, yeah, he might be willing to wait the 90 days, but how do you know that he's not getting involved with other women while he's waiting the 90 days for you? And, some cases guys are doing that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and wait on her 90 days. And while I'm waiting, I'll be with this one, I'll be with that one. Then I'm still getting my needs taken care of while I'm waiting on her. And then you decide to give in to him one day. And so, then, he can either make the decision to stay or he can make the decision to go. If he makes a decision to go, well, see, you still gave yourself away to the guy. You still gave yourself away, and you're not any closer to getting married. So it's not getting you any closer to what you want. So I don't necessarily agree with the 90-day rule. I don't agree with that. It doesn't tell you, whether the guy wants to marry you or keep you on long term, or if you really want to. In Steve Harvey's theory, he says you got to give the guy an opportunity to hit the right to be with you with 90 days. That's you need to give him, you need to make him wait a lot longer than that. Making a man earn the right to be with you, to have your body, is sticking it out for the long haul. It's sticking it out for the long haul, and requiring him to say, well, I'm saving myself to marriage. A man, I don't want to give a man my body until he honest with me with a ring in his hand in marriage. So that's making him earn earn that, not 90 days, because 90 days is only 3 months. What is that going to do? It's not gonna he's not gonna be flattered that you waited 90 days, particularly if he's a guy that likes to play the field. So I'm a firm believer in the put a ring on it rule. If you're serious about getting married, I highly recommend that you let him, as Beyonce say, you let him put a ring on it. If he like it, then he'll put a ring on it. Okay, this is Sweet June. Like my video and subscribe. This is Sweet June 2010.